4 years ago, the Cairo Cotton Centre had just over 1,000 workers. By the end of this year, that figure will have jumped to over 5,000.
Cairo Cotton Center 3 years ago we were producing 15,000 pieces a day. Nowadays we are in the area of 35,000 pieces a day. By end of this year, mid next year, Cairo Cotton Center will be a company producing 50,000 pieces a day.
But CCC's growth is not just an isolated case. It's a similar story across the rest of the industry.
Last statistics show that we came up to nearly 2.5 billion US dollar exports. It's quite nice growth, you know, if you consider the last 3-4 years. We talk about normally 25 to 30% growth per year.
The main factor behind the sector's expansion was the decision by the Egyptian government in 2004 to introduce a more liberal trade and business environment, including cutting taxes and import duties. The result has been an increase in investment, both domestic and foreign, and the rapid development of the industry's private sector, which now accounts for 90% of all ready-made garments.
I don't think we probably would have seen this whole cluster that we have here had it not been for the reforms that were initiated in 2003. We think they've been absolutely key and a big part of what's going on right now in terms of the taxes, in terms of you name it, customs, everything.
The government reforms also cut the time it takes to set up a business by creating something called the one-stop shop.
We can establish a company within maximum 3 days, but sometimes we do in less than that. Yesterday, exactly, we established a company in 3 hours.
The sector has also benefited from a public-private vocational training scheme, with the government providing 80% of the costs. More than 250,000 workers have now participated over the last 18 months.
For the foreign investors coming here, we give them also this subsidy. We hire for them some training centers that they can train their labor before they even start the investment here in Egypt. So they, by the time they build the factory, they're also preparing their own labor to start with.
It's been absolutely crucial because we've struggled a little bit in finding a skilled workforce for our businesses here. So having the ITC there as support has been really, really crucial. And they work very closely with us, and we've been able to train quite a few people. We have ongoing training programs where they're very much involved.
The industry has also been helped by a series of pan-Arab and African free trade agreements, as well as ones with the European Union and Turkey. Also, under the Qualified Industrial Zone scheme, if 11.7% of a company's final product comes from Israel, it qualifies for duty-free export to the United States.
That's why we move to here, because we are working mostly in the United States and Europe. Let's say 50% we are working with United States customers, and they pushed us for please go over there to get some advantage, to price the advantage.
Another factor that has made Egypt's textile industry an attractive destination for FDI is the low cost of doing business. Turkey, for example, now has some 44 companies operating here, with a total investment of some $200 million.
The electric cost is 2 times cheaper here. The natural gas is around 8 times or something, 8 times cheaper when we compare with Turkey.
The cost advantage also extends to the labour force, with an average salary of around $100 a month. The low wages, however, along with a rapid increase in inflation, almost 20% last May, has led to a wave of industrial unrest, albeit mainly in the public sector, with workers striking for and getting pay rises.
We have to live with it by increasing our productivity, by getting our performance better and better, by getting, as I said, new techniques which allow a better profit margin, a better room, because we cannot stop it, we have to live with it.
Egypt's private textile and RMG industry is indeed flourishing. The impact it's had in promoting GDP growth is real, with the sector already accounting for 15% of the country's exports. It's a figure that seems set to grow in the years to come.